And welcome, esports fans, to another wonderful day of the PCS. We are getting into the home stretch here in week number 5. My name, of course, is Pyrotechnics, and I am joined on this wonderful broadcast today by Nightstar. And before we get into the action today, I would like to take a brief moment to shout out our wonderful sponsors. They are CTBC Bank, China Airlines, Chunghwa Telecom, and our newest sponsor, Caliber. Thank you for making the PCS possible. Now, Nightstar, we got our first day of week 5 kicked off yesterday, 11.15's in. But now, just 12 games remaining. Playoffs coming up. Every game matters, it seems, for seeding and more. A lot of excitement. How you feeling?
After day one, we had, I would say, a lot of yakety sacks. Hopefully some of that clears up today. Because, it's a one day down. It makes the following games even more and more important. And more importantly, can Liab start the dream run?
Yes, it is still possible for Liab to make it through. They got a number of games left, and they have weirdly a bit of leeway. We'll get into that a little more when we actually take a look at our remaining schedule, but with so many games left to play for some of these teams, interesting. We'll take a look at yesterday's results. The big surprise, I think, for everybody comes right at the top of the list. Megabank Beyond Gaming falling to the Hong Kong Attitude. Nightstar, how the heck did they pull that off?
Well, it was certainly an impressive display of team fight prowess coming in from Kongre on that Viego. Even though he did get shut down pretty effectively during the lane phase, they just couldn't stop him from scaling up and getting those Viego-esque team fights that you want from a Viego player, getting multiple resets, and also just being able to use the kits that he was able to obtain. Not a lot of players are able to display that, and now we're going to go into standings here. The clear number one, PSG, you all know what they're playing for. They're playing for the unbeaten split, but there's kind of a logjam at right below them, and also kind of towards that bottom of the standings too.
Absolutely. Yeah, PSG, locked into that first place position. Nobody can really catch them at this point. But just beyond the horizon, especially with Megabank losing yesterday, it gets really interesting in that fight for the second seed. Remember, getting a second seed means you have a bye in the first round of playoffs. Everybody's going to be fighting for that one. But it's Machi, Beyond, and Boom that can achieve it. Down at the bottom, Impunity, they might be sweating a little bit because Liab are only 2 games behind, and one of the matches that we have today is going to pit those two against each other. Technically, everyone's still in the running, but we'll have to see after game number 1 as Alpha Esports takes on Hong Kong Attitude in the last-ditch effort for them to stay alive. But after it, Liab takes on Megabank Beyond Gaming. We've already seen one team upset that squad, and then later on in the day, Liab Impunity. This game means so much for the playoff implications down at the bottom.
Yeah, honestly, even if Liab managed to get the upset against Megabank Beyond Gaming, it doesn't really matter a whole lot if they lose the game to Impunity. So, if you're a Liab fan, it's really all in on this 4th game. And to follow up, Impunity, even if they lose to Liab, if they manage to stop the PSG dream run of perfect split in that last game of the day, that would also lock themselves into that.
Yeah, that certainly helps Impunity out, but it's no easy feat. No team's been able to pull this off so far this split, and PSG so well within the grasp of that perfect split that no team has been able to do in the history of the PCS since it was started just the other year. So I'm excited to see if they can pull it off. PSG, I'm excited to see who can get into the playoffs at the bottom. But we'll be talking about a team starting off today that are still fighting for it, even though they've only got 1 win on the board. It is Alpha Esports. They are 3Z, K-Babe, Xiaotu, On, and Sheng. It is still possible. It would be a dream run. It would be a miracle. It would be something else. They need a lot of help to do it. But if Alpha Esports can win out, and Impunity, well, Impunity would need to lose out as well. Liab, some funky stuff needs to happen. A lot of things have to happen, but Alpha are technically still alive, Nightstar.
It would take some sort of divine intervention for them to get in. And even if they win out, they would have to go through a tiebreaker situation, and then they would have to win that. So, yeah, if that happens, I will definitely carry that storyline into Sunday.
Yeah, I think that is pretty much what we're looking at the moment. So Alpha Esports, they need a lot of help to make it happen, but if they do win out, they give themselves at least a chance. It would all start here today to try and pick up their second win of the split, really coming down to the last minute for them. And it's been a tough ride for this team. They've had, it seems, so many issues in trying to put the pieces together, but a team that has shuffled a lot of pieces around and finally found some success has been the Hong Kong attitude. With Bivin in the middle, they've sort of solidified and crystallized this roster. And of course, I do think that he's not the main component. It is going to be Kongye who really comes in to try and save the day. And we saw that yesterday against Megabank Beyond Gaming. Even though his Vega was shut down in the early stages of the game, he just got fight after fight that he wanted, ended up popping off. And this team has found a formula for success. But we will be comparing our mid laners as Bivin, who's only had so many games in this league. I think the solo death stat is maybe a little less fair to Zhao2 because there's a lot more games that Zhao2's had to play. And solo
Very
deaths,
true.
they do accumulate over time.
Yeah, and also the gold differential at 15 makes a whole lot of sense for this Alpha squad because they're just constantly behind anyways. And usually it does fall out of... game kind of falls away from... falls out of their hands very quickly. And I will say yesterday's performance from Bivin was probably his best performance of the split. And that's not because of the fact that, you know, they upset Megabank Beyond Gaming. That plays a small factor, but it was just an all-around steady, solid performance from him. And it makes a lot of sense why he's being brought back into the squad now. It also is a meta that favors him quite a bit, with it being mostly a control mage meta, and we'll look for Hong Kong Attitude to finalize their playoff spot with a win here as well.
Yeah, it would put the final notch in to secure the playoffs. It's not entirely locked up yet for HKA, but this would be the win that they need to make it happen. So into the picks and bans we go. Thresh, Callista, and of course that ever-present Ziggs banned away by the Alpha side. And it's mostly some of these buff 'em up champions that Hong Kong Attitude are banning away from the likes of Zhao2. And 3Z as well. You know, he's played the Lulu. Varus will come off the board too, so we'll see a little bit of dip in the AD carry pool. But for Alpha, it's just been so hard for this team to execute on the compositions they put together, less than, you know, what they actually end up drafting for, it seems.
Yeah, they had the game yesterday up against Berjaya where it all seemed to line up for them in draft, but they just couldn't ever actually execute their 5-man composition at any time because, well, they never grouped up as 5, which can be a
bit
big
of a problem.
issue. Yeah, it's a small problem.
There's a lot of power picks that got left up, I just realized. Viego, Kongye is going to get around 2 at it, and Gwen being hovered right now for Rock. They've got some options.
Definitely a lot of power left up here because of the bans that came through. We're potentially going to see Renekton Italy. Yep, this is
there we go.
A champ that did get buffed on the patch, and it's also just a classic combination. We'll see what they look to pair up with it.
The action hover.
Yeah.
You can't
We're
pick
having
action.
pretty much daily hovers. Or I think
you can't pick him, but you can still flash his handsome mug on the screen. Everybody likes to see that. Ash locked in. Yeah, K-Babe gonna try to channel his inner river this game.
Yeah, looking to get super aggressive here. I think it fits him playstyle wise, because it's a mostly selfish playstyle that you're trying to snowball yourself ahead. You're trying to get kills, which makes a lot of sense here. We'll see if the Renekton gets into Zhao2's hands as well, because I feel like that's also a champion that can fit his wheelhouse. But over on the flip side, we are going to get some disengaged power coming out from Braum. Feels like it's come in a little bit too early, but with how much range that Alpha do have with the Nidalee and Ashe, you can't really fault it too much.
Yeah, I think this is definitely an answer to just all those serious downtown arrows and spears. So I can understand why Hong Kong Attitude would want to pick it up a little earlier. And that does mean they can kind of open the floodgates to ban out a lot of supports and try to put that bot lane on the back foot. For their side, Alpha, they've banned away the LeBlanc. Not going to give Vivin a chance on that, although he did bust out the new hotness that is 11.15 Syndra already, and that is still up and available.
Yeah, I expect the second ban to just go towards that Syndra pick. For Hong Kong Attitude, they've gone ahead and double banned Sheng with the Leona Alistar, taking away some of those engaged supports that can bypass a champ like Braum. It still does leave up the Nautilus, which I would expect to see locked in, or something like a Rel can kind of fit that role as well here. But Gwen will actually be the takeaway. So Hong Kong Attitude still Syndra left available for them. They can go ahead, lock something in for Rock if they want to, or they can still pivot to grab something for Kongria if they really feel like they want to put the Viego in one of these solo lanes.
It's a possibility, but with that Camille locked in up top side, we've seen that matchup a fair amount of time. Do you think that seems the Viego much more likely to go into the jungle? It could still fall into the hands of Vivin. There's still time. Let's see what Alpha go with a lot of support champions banned away. Does seem like something like the Rakan becomes more of a likelihood if they want something tankier. The Nautilus is up, but no. They will get the Rakan locked in. And this is not the tankiest of compositions for Alpha.
Yeah. Although Nidalee, you know, she got her health buffs, so she's pretty much
does
a
go
tank
up.
now. Yeah.
I guess that's true. I think of her like a bruiser personally, but I get where you're going with that. As the Lee Sin's the final lock-in, that'll be that side lane Lee.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is still a flex, right?
Yeah, you've got flexibility as where that Lee Sin will go as far as mid or that top lane. I definitely do not like the Sylas pick here for Vivin. I would hope that they go for some sort of control style mage for him. It just fits his wheelhouse really well. The Cassio isn't a bad option too, because once you throw down the Miasma, the Rakan can't get past that. The Renekton can't get past that. The Lee Sin also struggles to get past that. So I do like this draft for the most part coming in from Hong Kong Attitude. The only concern I have is going to be for Rock on this Camille pick, because traditionally Renekton is the counter into Camille. It just hammers this champion so hard during the lane phase that Camille can sometimes really struggle to get to the portion of the game where she actually starts outscaling and out DPSing a champion like a Renekton. And given the fact that it's Renekton Nidalee, I've got big concerns for Rock.
Yeah, it does kind of signal that may be a lane that they're okay, at least for a little while, sacking. Or maybe on the Hong Kong Attitude side, it's like they're not worried about 3Z. I think they probably should be, considering it's the Renekton Nidalee, but you know, I wonder if it's just a little bit of extra confidence here. HKA are coming in with a big upset victory. Maybe they got a little bit of swagger, and they're not afraid of what Alpha Esports have in the top jungle. But looking at our two compositions overall, it does seem like a good number of power and comfortable picks for both of them. Nameplates off. You know, who are you looking at right now overall in the composition?
I honestly think like Alpha, they've given themselves a very solid chance because this is a comp that plays well to their individual strengths. It's a lot more about the lane phase and less so about grouping up and fighting as a squad, because we saw yesterday, even with a composition that really caters to that, they couldn't figure out a way to all gather in the same spot. Now, with this, they have a lot of long-range power. They have a lot of skirmish power with Rakan, with Ashe, and of course, Nidalee Renekton, that they might be able to just grab the win over Hong Kong Attitude.
Well, they're certainly going to try here. Alpha still alive in the hunt for playoffs, but this is it. They've got to win out. They need some help as well. But if a miracle run's going to happen, it's got to start here. We'll see if Alpha Esports can find a victory over Hong Kong Attitude, who themselves have just pulled off a spectacular upset last night. Spoiler alert for those of you who wait to watch some VODs. But why are you watching the live broadcast then for the next game? So, you know, that's fine. Don't even worry about it. Kicking things off, we got a little K-Babe shenanigans.
They're trying to get a little bit aggressive here. But for the most part, he's going to want to start bot just so he's able to finish up towards that top side. Maybe sneak in an early gank for 3Z. Could also start top side and go for a level 2 play, but obviously it's you don't bring as much damage as you would if you were level 3 or level 4, so it might be a little bit more difficult. But the interesting thing here is that Rock has opted to take the flash, which in some cases, especially into a Renekton matchup, you might want the ignite to give yourself some more of that fighting power to just deter an all-in attempt. But it doesn't look like he wants that summoner in this game.
He's going to be relying a lot on his hook shot to get out of harm's way. We'll have to keep an eye on that top side, as you know, we talked a lot about this matchup, how it is traditional counter to the Camille was selected by Hong Kong Attitude. If Kongye is able to make some trips up there, maybe that tilts the scales in his favor, but the same is true for K-Babe. We'll have to see, as we got some early action by Alpha down bottom. Look at this poke dealt out onto M&M. Ignite, cleanse, there we go, the stun. They had to burn a lot just to force On and Shung off, and On doing a great job of sidestepping the CC from K.
Yeah, good footwork coming in from On to truly win out on that trade. If he gets tagged by the Braum there, they can immediately just turn straight onto him, and it actually could have threatened to kill back the other way. But in the end, it's going to be Eminem burning that cleanse. So that's a bit of a summoner down, but fortunately for him, there's really no hard CC that the cleanse is really going to matter against in that bottom lane.
Yeah. Do expect nothing less of the mechanics from one of the most veteran players in this region. On certainly has made a name for himself over the years.
It's time to kill Rock.
See if he can do it. Up in the top side, 3Z looking to set the dive up. Here comes the K-Babe. And Xiaotu's even joining the party. Oh boy, teleport coming in, spear lands, the flash, trying to juggle the aggro. Rock's doing a great job, and K-Babe, he whiffs it. First blood over to Bivin.
And what do you know? It was a pretty well telegraphed play from Alpha there. We are going to see the replay. That's a decent setup there. A beautiful spear to sneak past the minions, but honestly, a better flash. And because K-Babe tags a Rock and Xiaotu a little bit unwilling to take turret aggro, it ends up being K-Babe to drop, and already not looking great for Alpha.
That's why you take Flash, apparently, instead of Ignite in this lane. Expecting a fair amount of pressure, and he got it, but still turning the tables. And Bivin getting the kill early on in this Cassiopeia is certainly going to help out. But K-Babe's back for round 2. Let's see if Rock can get himself out of harm's way. Oh, he misses
Flash
the spear. Let's see. Do they have enough damage? That's the question. Tack sweep. There's the flash from the Renekton. 3Z takes a lot of damage himself. I don't believe it. Rock, he almost gets out again. And they need Xiaotu to do it. Execution comes through. But they're not done yet because Hong Kong Attitude responding on the bottom side. Here comes Kongye. Just scares him away as the flash is burned from On. Ooh, this is a feisty start of the game.
K flashes forward, ends up missing his Winter's Bite, and that ends up costing them the kill, but they could still get Shang anyways.
Yeah, he flashes away. A lot of skill shots flashed early on. Xiaotu with the teleport in. Make this a 3v3, but his team didn't seem like they wanted it right now. I think that's going to be Xiaotu dying as K getting the kill for it. That was a bit of extended Yakety Sax from yesterday, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And now, okay, Q does land, but back
even
to
Bivin was heading down there, and then was like, no, I don't want this. This is too silly.
Just going back to that top lane, it's really confusing. I imagine that the Renekton didn't have his stun up available. Okay, we're still going in.
You're not going to be able to analyze this game, I'm afraid. Eminem takes out Shung. K somehow lives, and Eminem just shoves this minion wave. Oh, both these AD carries are playing so dangerously right now. Cleanse, hello, step into the bush, turn it around, oh! And there's the outplay. And Kongye was not even required. All right, replay time? Replay time.
Okay. honestly still trying to wrap around what just happened, but here we see the flash forward from K and we see the Winter's Bite whiff. And because of that, they aren't able to get the stacks accumulated fast enough. However, Ancho still wanting to play forward. In the bottom of the screen, we can see Rock dodged another gank. And then Xiaotu comes in. And yeah.
Yeah, and the rest of the team didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funky. But yeah, as you mentioned, meanwhile, Rock is just like not allowed to play League of Legends, but somehow he is avoiding death so many times.
And he's only 10 CS behind Pyra. Like,
that's the
he's
crazy
not even
thing.
that far behind.
Yeah, there's so much pressure that Alpha are putting on this Camille, and he's still hanging in there. They've even okay, they're just gonna lane swap this. No, okay, never mind. I thought K was gonna stick around for a while. This is just ridiculous.
This is Alpha at its finest. They're a team with a fairly one-track mind, and you know what? We're seeing it on full display here.
There we go.
Yet again, okay, babe, hanging out, just saying, hey, you know what? Let's have a good time.
But Kongye just hit 6 now. I think he's feeling a little confident, and there goes Rock into tag. It's going to be Rock taken out early as the Dominus was on. Kongye forced to flash back, and now it's Hong Kong Attitude that go a little ham-bony. Don't get anything to show for it.
They just didn't expect K-Babe to be there. Was dipping out of vision, so they didn't actually see him. But Kongye is still interested in this.
Play the Rune King does get the kill, and now K-Babe once more is punished for his hubris. What is happening in this top lane?
Well, Pyra, I'll see you tomorrow.
You're out. That's it. Game 1, absolutely broken. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Here's the replay. Yeah, this is the one time where Alpha's like, oh, cool, we got this. Because they had good focus, but there's something about this top lane today. There's something in the water.
Yeah.
Teams are going a little ham.
Kongye just didn't... I would assume Rock expected them. Kongye didn't. Because Rock, I mean, if he hasn't expected them, what has he been expecting? But then the follow-up dive is just really erroneous. They have no business trying to dive a Viego, who, if he gets the reset, he's guaranteed the double. And what happens? He gets the reset and is guaranteed the double.
Yeah. So I think I figured out what's happening this game. Nice start. Hear me out here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Alpha needs to... If Alpha lose a game, there's no chance they make playoffs. Like, they're still in this technically because of how close things are at the bottom. So they've just decided to speed run the answer. Doesn't matter win or lose. They're just going to find out fast. And Hong Kong Attitude are like, cool, let's go.
Oh, I mean, they've definitely handshaken this one, and, you know, they've come out for the most part on the better half of it. The only person to really suffer is poor old Rock. He's down now 20 CS, which, I mean...
It could be worse.
Isn't that bad, to be fair? Like,
given the amount of people that are living in his lane, yeah.
Yeah. 3Z, he definitely could have been like 3-0 at this point or something like that. That would have been really dire, but not that big of an issue. And now K, he's visiting here. Xiaotu, he is getting claps from all angles.
What are lanes this game? I just it's ridiculous. Okay, here we go.
Here we go!
We've seen this movie before. This time the Spear lands. They've had a lot of practice on it, but there is a Hextech ultimate of Crazy tanking a lot of tower shots. Flash away. Vivid sees the kill, and he's gonna get it. Twin Fangs trying to get the dodge out there. Oh man, that is such a low crocodile. But Rock, dodge flash, not gonna hit it.
Oh no!
He gets away!
Oh,
and Rock
no!
follows anyways! I don't know what's happening anymore. They're gonna turn it around one more time, and Viven finds himself without friends as the quickness collapses upon him, and Shung claims the kill. Alpha getting 2 up top.
And now it's going to be Kongye trying to get this kill in this mid lane.
Oh wait,
Xiaotu.
hold on. Oh man, K's had a hard time landing anything today as Xiaotu dances out of all the CC, but finally, with the help of the Blade of the Rune King, he will secure the kill. Oh my goodness, it's just this for that all over the map.
And Hong Kong Attitude, they get a little bit too feisty here as Rock, he does a good job surviving, but it's really just whoever wants to get the kill isn't getting it. It's always been these turns of just, hey, I'm still here and you've gone too far, and it's just been punishment after punishment of overcommitment, and we see it again here.
Yeah, this time Bivin kind of gets baited by his own teammate. I think Rock just wanted to get in on the fun. He's been on the opposite side for far too long this game. So as it stands, we've got a kill a minute in all total.
Yeah,
an 800, 900 gold lead for Hong Kong Attitude. I mean, the big problem is the Viego's popping off super hard right now.
It is. Fortunately for Alpha, they don't necessarily, again, have to play a 5v5 style. It's also just not what this team does. And, you know, the fact that 3Z is this far ahead says bodes relatively well to a certain degree. Kongre in trouble, though.
A little bit. K's there to defend.
Good return of damage.
Yeah. Man, it's just, it's tag team League of Legends for everybody right now. Hong Kong Attitude really playing the response to aggro with aggro. And it is just a very scrappy game across the board. Rift Herald, I think this is the first honest-to-goodness Rift Herald attempt all game.
12.5 minutes is probably as late as it gets when it comes to trying to force Rift Herald here, while still be able to capitalize on obtaining plates, but on taking a lot of damage from the Moonlight Vigil won't go down, and Eminem not investing the flash to try and chase him down either.
No, so at the end of the day, Hong Kong Attitude will be able to secure an objective on the map without anything in return. Xiaotu does find the turret. A lot of damage already dealt on the plate. Should be able to secure this one more before his minion wave does run out. And you know, when you pick a lane Lee Sin, you can certainly do a lot on the roam, and that's clearly been the game plan. But unfortunately, leaving his own tower unoccupied, as Sheng will come up here. But with Kongye not too far behind, I don't think they're going to go for a dive, but they can certainly keep pressuring with the Rift Herald now popped.
Should be
This
first
might
tower.
be first brick, yeah.
And it's going to go down in the mid lane, which is really, really surprising too. Usually you don't see first tower drop in the mid lane, but against a champion like Lee Sin, who had his wave clear nerfed quite a bit, being the low rank champion he is into a Casio is quite a difficult matchup. And now Hong Kong Attitude going to rotate towards this dragon. This dragon as well going to be a bit late here when it comes to the timings. And what do you know, Pyro?
Gotta dive up top. Yep, instantly Dominus, and we can see this one coming from a mile away. Rock is just getting so good at playing 1v2 League of Legends. Oh, and he's still hanging in there. Oh, how can he do it? He's gonna get the 1-for-2 trade. That's hashtag worth. Meanwhile, down bot, Kongye cleaning up.
Now he's recon. Now he's out of there.
First you see him, then you don't. On turns back around on a K. There is some serious damage being dealt, but he can't get too close to this turret, as there's still 3 members of the Hong Kong Attitude here, and that should fall, no problem. All right, so Alpha, well, up until that moment, I was gonna say they're doing okay topside, but now Rock has managed to get a Divine Sunderer.
Oh, lordy. I don't even know, but hey, Alpha, one-track minds, they play the game, scoreboard off, mini-map also off.
Win fast, lose fast. You can't be tilted if you don't know what's happening.
Hey, they know what they want, and in that regard, they're a pretty good relationship partner.
Yeah, there you go. Alpha Esports. Hashtag goals. Let's take a look at that play up top again. Oh no. Rock is getting really good at dodging spears, I gotta tell you.
Yeah. He's getting practice for playoffs. That's what I'm seeing right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's getting 0 resources too. You saw the 2 ganks he did get, he ended up dying. And he's after that, I think they were just like team decision. You know what? You're a Rock. Be the Rock.
Yeah.
Live up to the name.
raise the one eyebrow and do the smolder. Yeah, I mean,
We'll leave
Hanabi,
you
eat your
alone.
heart out, man. Like, talk about playing weak side top laner. Rock is taking it to the next level.
Yeah. Oh, but now that he has Divine Sunder, all of a sudden he is online. He might be able to start playing the game sooner rather than later, or over never.
Oh, Hong Kong Attitude, they've definitely come out of this landing phase stronger for the absolute shenaniganery that has been going on. I keep drawing my eye towards Kongye because I feel like when he presses the go button, that's going to make a big change. But it's Xiaotu that goes for the kickback, and he does get charmed. It's a good combination. Do they have the damage? They can delete K, and they'll keep on charging as Alpha Esports, undeterred by their deficit, look for the kills wherever they can. Just trying to find Eminem. Don't be able to find it there as Bibin chases down the line.
Doing
and
so
just
much
a
damage.
Gun Cassiopeia and comboing up with Kongye turns that into a double kill. Well, Rock takes down Threezy off screen, but he's going to cut them off here. Tag away, Lee Sin moving out of harm's way. Hong Kong Attitude in full control of this game, but it's anything but a controlled game.
You nailed it on the head. It is definitely the Hong Kong Attitude's advantage that these fights keep happening, but it doesn't feel like this game is reined in at all. There's no pacing whatsoever. It's just out of control non-stop, and Rock gets his revenge at long last. He gets a 1v1 kill in 3Z. I mean, you let the Camille get back into the game. She has Sunder. There's no way you ever get to play the game.
This is a more satisfying arc than Kill Bill. Like, Rock just gets beat up over and over again, and he's like, aha! I have found you alone at last!
Shout out to adding those solo death numbers, you know?
Yeah, that's also happening. I'm just not even surprised when I see somebody in gray anymore this game. Anywho, we have a rare moment of peace, Nightstar, and there is a Infernal Dragon spawning. I do feel like if there is a chance for a 5v5 to happen, that might be where it happens. But we got to talk about this replay first, because the mystery of how Xiaotu died is going to be answered.
I believe he's going out on an adventure. I believe that's what it's called. I also like how Shang's just like, well, I could let you jump to me, but if
then
you
I
can't
might
get
die.
to me fast enough, I'm gonna die. So I'm gonna dip out. And you know what? Not a bad plan, because you know what they say.
know when to cut
You
your
don't
loss.
have to be the fastest person to run away from the tiger. You just have to be faster than the slowest one.
It's true. Hong Kong Attitude will be able to secure themselves another Herald. Remember, they used it to knock down Tower #1 in the mid lane, of all places. Xiaotu will equalize on towers, taking advantage of a bit of timing there. But that one was probably about to fall down. Ooh, Divin in the brush. Oh! First petrifying gaze. Oh, Spear still lands, but he's looking for Shung. No, not 1v3. He's not feeling himself that hard right now, but I think K-Babe certainly is. Oh, goes golden into the stasis. Teleport coming in. They will get the deletion, but look at how much damage they're taking from
Rock?
towers.
He wants
Here comes
it?
Rock. Goes in a little early on his own, and oh boy, it's going to take 4 to take him down. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Eminem and on. That's going to be Infernal Dragon taken away. But we're not done yet, Nightstar. Here comes Xiaotu. Trying to block his way to escape, looking for the kick. Nope, and the spears shut down K-Babe. Meanwhile, Kongye getting a tower. What is even happening anymore?
The objective spawns and Kongre just sprints straight to top tower, just says, alright Eminem, you're the jungler now, you go secure that dragon. And he does a good job. He actually gets the last hit while he's tanking dragon, while he's trying to fight on, all at the same time. He's a multitasking master, and now we're gonna see more action happening in our bottom left of the screen, but that doesn't matter. We're trying to find who actually watched that last hit on the dragon. Then Eminem was just like, yep. Xiaotu was like, you're a Skittle.
He is, but he is a Skittle that stole the dragon. Now teleport coming in, right back into it. Bevan is going to ground the Nidalee. K-Babe has nowhere to run. A lot of ultimates spent on that one, but you know, I think this is just a good old 20-minute Baron rush. Why the heck not?
I don't know what's going on.
I'm telling you, man, they decided to play fast.
Oh
boy,
this is
Freezy's
like...
coming.
Oh, God. Okay.
Just might.
Fight.
There it goes. All right, into the fight goes Shung. Instantly gets deleted as 3Z can't last long enough. They may be bound to a hit, but Alpha don't have enough damage. Xiao2 gets one. Looking for more here as he shut down Bevan. He was immediately turned on, and that's going to be the triple kill for Rocket. Ace comes through. K-Babe comes up right at the very end.
This game just keeps on giving Pyra.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. Alpha never stopped trying. This is a team that will never surrender at 20. This is a team that don't give up, Nightstar. No matter how dire it looks. I don't understand it, but I admire their tenacity.
You know, Alpha, they're just a 100-meter sprinter, you know? It's short distance. You only need to have a one-track mind. You don't need to consider, all right, well, if it's 800 meters, I kind of have to pace myself. No, there's no pacing whatsoever. Xiao2, he just wants to have some more fun. Well, what do you know? He died.
Yeah, a little unfortunate there. Tower's going to fall. Baron buff on all the members of Hong Kong Attitude as they push into this 4-1 siege with Bivin heading down the mid lane. On just trying his darndest to keep things in favor. All forced to flash away. They're diving towers. They're getting knockups. Hong Kong Attitude looking to cruise their way to a playoff lock, and this one into the back goes the quickness. They do manage to find everybody, but just not enough damage to get the deletion. In comes the Cassiopeia, and Kongye starts by opening up with the kill. Rock staying alive just long enough, but Breezy eventually shuts him down. Doesn't even matter. Kongye coming up huge on this Viego once again as they chase the Alpha members all the way to their fountain. Into the base they go. Certainly not the fastest game we've had in the PCS, but it's definitely one of the bloodiest.
It definitely is. Hong Kong Attitude have more than a kill a minute here, and we're currently on a 1.5 kill per minute pacing. And in the end, it ends up being an 8K gold lead. There's really not a whole lot to break down as far as strategy. It's just a full-on street fight, man.
Yeah, oh boy. I feel like we're watching Earth mode or something. Just every single time there's fights and ultimates burned, and I'm like, is this on double speed? What's going on here?
Yeah, like, where's our cannon? You know, the fountain cannon to just get us back onto the map faster? That's what Alpha truly need, because, you know, again, mini-map off. They just go. They just go.
Every time. Still finding a kill here and there, but unfortunately, it does seem like the end is pushing. Alpha Esports on the cusp of being knocked out. Kongye is, yeah, he's huge. He is utterly huge this game. He's cleaned up.
Yeah, he's really been working out. He got a lot of money on that one, and what do you know? Alpha trying to collapse.
There we go. And it's going to be a two-man knock-up on that quickness after the fact, but it's Eminem already starting to clean things around the side. The double kill comes in for him, and honestly, it feels like Hong Kong Attitude are just fully invincible now. As On is chased away from his own base. Kongye going in for the kill. 3Z, they're going to try to make a little reunion happen here, but I don't know if it's going to matter. On does turn on to Kongye. But meanwhile, the base is under siege. Maybe they can get that shutdown gold. Kongye going low. Finally will fall. And it's a moral victory for Alpha Esports. But the Nexus is in the sights of Hong Kong Attitude as after the teleport completes, they get the shutdown. They get the win at 25 minutes. And what a wild ride we have been in for here. But Hong Kong Attitude, they're going to sign on the dotted line and confirm their spot in the playoffs with PCS Summer.
Congratulations, Hong Kong Attitude. You beat Alpha, and in spectacular fashion, everyone's going to remember this game, for better or worse. And,
that is the question, isn't it?
Yeah, you've locked yourselves in. That's the more important thing.
I just love that Alpha came out swinging, and Hong Kong Attitude just kind of shrugged and said, all right, if we're going to throw down, we're going to throw down. I love that. This team just decided to take it to him. And Rock, honestly, I feel like Rock deserves the MVP just for not getting, like, absolutely dunked on in that top lane, because he was playing 1v3 League of Legends for, like, the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, might as well just have all three members just lane together anyways. But they just kept coming at him one after another, and Rock dealt with them one after another. And, you know, certainly the MVP in that game. But looking at the numbers, I feel like we're going to see Kogra take it.
No, I think you're right. I want to give it to Rock because I'm like, his score line doesn't look as impressive. But he was also playing on extreme difficulty, so Rock
he was not playing
League
of Legends.
No, he was playing survival. He was playing tower defense against a never-ending horde of Alpha Esports, it seemed. But Kongye did a great job at cleaning up. We'll give him some credit for being where he needed to be. He did tag his way into the top side. There was a lot of yakety sacks this game, Nightstar, but I do want to extend a big old congratulations to Alpha because, to Hong Kong Attitude. To Alpha, I want to say thank you for playing. That was really fun to watch, but unfortunately, you're not going to go to playoffs. But they go out with a bang. I will give them credit.
You could certainly say that was a statement game from Alpha, and at least they lived up to their team motto pretty much this entire split. They've been one-track minded, and you know, they go out with a one-track mind. As we get to see the damage numbers with how much they turn their attention over to Rock, I'm surprised 3Z doesn't have more damage. But you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was the Hong Kong Attitude side that was dishing a little bit more, and everybody got a little hyphy to chase some kills. Man, there were so many moments that were just amazing and incredible to watch in many ways. This time, Eminem, I think, with the fight, the 80 carry fight over the Infernal Dragon. It may not have meant much in the long run, but man, it was. It takes a lot of guts to just walk up and be like, you know, I'm going to take this. I don't have a smite. That's fine. I can outplay you. And then, of course, Shap2 collapsing on him. It just an absolutely insane game. Like, it was 25 minutes of pure adrenaline. I feel like I was watching a Michael Bay film. There's just explosions happening everywhere.
That's probably the best way to put it, where it's just all these explosions. You don't know why there's explosions, but if we can fit an explosion into a random scene, you might as well just do it anyways. And Kongya, he'll clearly get the MVP, although Rock, definitely a very strong shout out. And, you know, not a whole lot to say out of his Viego besides once it gets to team fights, if he's able to scale up, he's very comfortable just hard carrying this team.
Oh yeah, I think Kongye is in a position he really likes when he's able to just build himself up and become a big carry. You know, there's only so many junglers in this league that really love to be the primary carry as opposed to more of like a facilitator. You know, your Rivers are definitely up there, but Kongye very much a kind of player who will love this sort of game where he can just go ham on a big champion, and they do lock playoffs with that victory. Congratulations again to Hong Kong Attitude. We are going to take a bit of a cool down after that one, but don't go anywhere because when we return, Beyond facing off against Liab, big game for playoff implications.